what if you were made for a single purpose, and you spent your whole life on it?
But what if you just suddenly forgot that purpose one day? That is the question for our two opponents today.
Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
And Zero, the legendary Reploid.
For this fight, we will be looking at the games as the primary source for both. Side material such as the Archie comics and X-Dive will not be included. With that out of the way, let's find out who wins in the realm of gods.
Shadow Robotnik is one of the greatest scientists of our time, and was putting all its efforts into one project.
Project Shadow. A project between humans and aliens. The plan was to create the ultimate life form. The peak of evolution. A hedgehog.
Gerald planned to use the results of the project as a way of finding a cure for his dying granddaughter Maria, who was dying from an incurable illness.
Not even the ultimate life form was able to cure Maria, but as time went on, Shadow grew closer to Gerald and Maria, becoming a part of their family.
Now, the government on the other hand, they were not very happy when they found out alien DNA was being used. They did the most normal thing anyone would do in this scenario. They invaded the Ark to put an end to Project Shadow in all involved.
They arrested Gerald and began to chase down Shadow and Maria. Despite his best efforts to get to an escape pod, Shadow was left helpless to watch Maria get shot down in front of his eyes.
With her dying breath, she asked Shadow to take care of all the humans down on Earth and sent him away.
Now, me personally, I would have dodged the bullets all Matrix style.
We've been over this, Aqua. You've got to let the emotional moment hit before you can crack a joke.
Oh, on the contrary. I think hitting a joke right after an emotional moment is the perfect moment to do it. It's some good whiplash. You know, the movie with J.K. Simmons?
No. We are not having this conversation again. I'm just going to move on to the next part of the story. The government ended up finding out where Shadow landed, and they put him to suspend animation.
That was until Gerald's grandson, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, otherwise known as Eggman, released Shadow from his slumber and sought to keep Maria's promise.
Only one issue. Shadow forgot his hearing aids that day and misheard what Maria wished for, so he sought to end the planet in her name.
And not many people could stand in the way of him, fitting for the ultimate life form, especially when he gets his hand on a Chaos Emerald, giving him powers like Chaos Control, which allows him to stop time.
Wait, stopping time? Like the world?
Bro, you've seen one time ability and think everything is a reference to it. It's not even that interesting of an ability anymore.
I'm not wrong though. Chaos Control also allows him to teleport around at any time, and just one of them can be paired to Earth.
This must have taken power equivalent to 55.279 quintatons of TNT.
Shadow can also charge energy spears with Chaos Spear and Chaos Blast, a blast so powerful that it will explode anything in a 10 to 20 yard radius.
It also helps that Shadow has a lot of moves you'd expect from a hedgehog. You know, the homing attack, the spin dash, the boost, and the gun.
Shadow is strong enough to fight off against Emerald, all 7 Chaos Emeralds. The Chaos Emeralds have consistently been the main backing power of several planetary to universal feats, like shattering the Earth. Oh, and the Time Sonic you can fight the Time Eater, a creature that can, as the name states, eat time.
Sonic characters are known for their speed. Sonic himself has been shown to be able to keep up with an escaping Eggman in space. Judging by the ship's flight speed and distance traveled, we can assume that Sonic was moving at 546,581.941 times faster than light.
And Shadow himself has been shown time and time again, he's on the same level as Sonic, as well as being able to dodge lasers shot by the Black Arms.
Shadow can harness the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds to turn into Super Piss Shadow. Not only does this heavily improve all of his powers and strength, but it also makes him basically say no to damage.
In his super form, Shadow can take on a foe like Solaris, who is so powerful that his attacks are throughout all of time itself. I genuinely do not understand how to explain this one to you.
I've got you, rookie. It's stated by Eggman that Solaris has the power to consume all life from every timeline, which would include Imaginary World, a world created from a person's dreams, and each of them have their own stars. We can assume at the lowest he would be at least complex multiversal level.
I still don't get it.
How to explain this to a dumbass? Big damage.
Oh, I get it.
A super form like this does have its weaknesses. The main one being that it doesn't last forever. If Shadow runs out of rings or energy, he will lose his super form.
That's what happened the first time he entered this form. Shadow used all his energy to save the planet from his own goof, and figuring out that Maria wanted the world protected, and he fell to Earth.
However, Shadow hit his head a bit too hard and ended up losing his memories. Again. He would be awoken by Rouge and Omega, but Shadow needed to figure out his past on his own.
Then one day, his alien daddy returned. Black Doom knew of Shadow's past and requested Shadow to get these 7 Chaos Emeralds for him to learn about it.
So Shadow had a choice. Does he either side with the people he once knew, or give his allegiance with good old Papa?
But when it came down to it, not knowing who you are is truly something no one should have to live with. So he decided to give Doom exactly what he wanted. So Shadow would get Doom the Chaos Emeralds, only to figure out that Doom planned to use them to harvest all the humans as an energy source and bring his comet to Earth.
And that's when Shadow found out he was not only created to help save Maria, but to also harvest the humans.
However, Joe had a plan for this moment by creating the Eclipse Cannon to put an end to Doom, and only Shadow could stop him.
So Shadow would put on his suntan and put an end to Doom.
He did it! Yay! Hooray! Woo! He did it!
Hold the celebration. Doom is gonna run it back.
I'll pick up the confetti.
It started with a little messing with his mind, messing with past events of his life. Only for a silly little creature you might remember called the Time Eater to pull Shadow into a white void, full of past moments of his life.
So Shadow would need to fight just like a robot dragon, a fraud, and his technical brother?
Not only did creatures that Shadow hated arose, but so did people that he loved, as Maria and Gerald Robotnik was there.
But how could they be here and then not be dead? Are they the same people from this time, or are they from another time where everything's exactly the same, except for the fact that Shadow was an ant? But how
He's gonna be on this for a minute. Time travel hurts his little brain.
Okay, I think I understand now. But what if
Moving on, Doom's plan was a simple one. He was going to infect Shadow with new powers and make him the perfect vessel to take over and control.
These powers can be anything from little pew-pews with a Doom Blast, morph his entire body into a black creature, and get him some sick-ass wings to fly around with.
Shadow would be able to keep a hold of these powers and beat Doom in the runback. Now use the confetti. Dorm?
However, with Doom gone, Maria and Gerald had to return to their own point in time, leaving Shadow once more.
Shadow could use Chaos Control to possibly save them, but living a life frozen in time doesn't really count as living.
And while saying goodbye is never easy, he will manage, for he is Shadow, a guide to light, the ultimate life form.
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
That dastardly Dr. Wily had lost once again to his greatest rival, Dr. Light and Mega Man.
His creations had once again failed him, so he was going to build the greatest robot yet.
The double gear system? Oh, does he mean Robenzna?
Those are devices, not robots, Aqua. However, there was one major flaw with Wily's new robot. He was unhinged, and it didn't matter if they were friend or foe. This wasn't something not even his genius could fix.
So Wily sealed him away, leading to all that work being done for nothing, and he moved on to greater things. However, too much sleeping time can be bad for you.
So when Zero awoke once more, he murdered everyone in sight. It was up to Commander Sigma to stop him.
And after a bloody fight, Sigma came out on top. In the fight.
Didn't know you flew like that. But something strange did happen. For you see, Wily had programmed a virus into Zero. This would swap their alignment, turning Sigma evil and making Zero a wholesome hero for good.
Zero would join the Maverick Hunters and become an A-class hunter and work on keeping peace with his best buddy X. Title drop.
However, Reploids were turning into Mavericks, killing innocent people. And once Commander Sigma turned, it was up to X and Zero to stop him.
Zero wields the Z-Saber, his primary weapon. This beam saber can cut through almost any Reploid with ease. He also has a Z-Buster, which is a cannon mounted on his arm. It allows him to shoot bullets and charge it up for stronger bullets.
Other weapons include the Soul Saber, which grows stronger with how damaged you are, the Shield Boomerang, which really tells you all you need to know in the name, and the Zero Knuckle, which makes him steal weapons from his foes.
Zero, like many other Mega Man characters, can learn new techniques with every boss they defeat. He's got the basics like fire, ice, and electricity by fusing them into his blade.
And he's got more stuff like Rekoha, which sends down beams of light, Twin Dream, which makes a clone of Zero that copies his every move, Yama Option, which makes 3 dragonflies to defend him and shoot ahead, the Dark Hold, which freezes time, and he can resist it when others try to stop time on him.
Zero is also insanely strong. He was able to beat El Piso with the Dark Elf, who created a microscopic black hole.
Judging by the mass of the black hole and the energy, we can assume it has a power of 3.34 zetatons of TNT.
Zero was also able to take on Lumine, who busted a sun with their power. That would have needed a force of 1.052 kilotons. He's also built to be stronger than characters like the classic Mega Man, and all classic Robot Masters.
And if that's not enough, Zero can access his 2 other forms. There's Black Zero. This form halves all damage taken by 50% and doubles his attack power, and even furthers it with the Z-Saber and Buster.
And then there's Absolute Zero. This form keeps the power increase from Black Zero, but also makes Zero lose a lot of his arsenal.
Ignoring the slick look, he also gains wings that allow him to fly. But truly, Zero had lost the closest people in his life.
He lost the love of his life, Iris, his close friend Axel, who's stuck in sequel hell, and many more.
However, the Zero virus inside of him needed to be sorted out one way or another. Zero's plan was to seal himself away for 100 years till there was some kind of cure.
Until X7 came out and broke that entire ending.
Shush! That's totally an out-universe thing. But Zero woke to a completely different world than what he was used to.
His once boyfriend X has turned to murdering the humans he once sought to protect.
Zero knew this wasn't him, and joined the resistance led by a woman named CL to put a stop to all the chaos.
Zero would eventually stand against a warrior created by Wheel, Omega.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
This Zero was not the original. In fact, Omega was the original Zero.
Omega himself was wielding the Mother Elf, which famously destroyed the entire SEGA virus off the Earth in an instant.
For the Mother Elf to be able to do this all at once, it must have moved at 498.678.322 times faster than light.
Omega was still the original Zero in body, so Zero would get help from X's clone babies, the 4 Guardians, and put the rage-inducing Zero to rest for good.
Then Zero would stand against his final foe, Dr. Whale. Wait, that's just Wily again, isn't it?
This really isn't a new thing when you look and think about it. There's Dr. Wily, who could be Sega's by having Zero schematics. Then there's Isaac, who could be Wily due to knowing Zero inside and out. And then Wild just had a similar name and is evil, I guess.
Wow, thanks for the lesson, Dad. Why don't you bite me next so I'll become a vampire?
Just because I'm asleep when it's morning doesn't mean I'm a vampire.
Zero would end up hitting 2 massive roadblocks with fighting Whale, as he planned to drive Ragnarok into the Earth.
And the other major issue is that Wild is a human, and Reploids like Zero swore to protect humanity.
Zero, however, had a plan. If he can destroy Whale's core, the explosion would take out Ragnarok with him.
Good plan. However, there was one problem. Zero would be unable to escape and the explosion would take him, but the rest of the world would get to live.
Sail begged Zero to not do it and try to find another way, but she lost communication. And before she knew it, Zero sacrificed himself.
The legendary Reploid who started off as a murder machine would end up giving up his life to save the whole world.
Zero's sacrifice would never be forgotten, and would help lead the world to a greater future.
Even if we Reploids are destined to join the scrap heap when that evolutionary step does come about, we still have to fight, not only against Mavericks, but against our own destiny as well.
It's time to decide who wins between these genius creations. Will Zero be X'd out, or will Shadow lose his control of this fight? Let's find out.
Found a Maverick. I'll take care of this!
I'm warning you, back off. I'm not like the freaks you Maverick hunters deal with.
We've had our eyes on you for a while, but after those aliens invaded, we've decided it's too dangerous to have you around. If you come quietly.
Chaos Control! but I can't lose here. I need to keep going for her.
So we both fight to keep the memory of someone we once knew.
Chaos control!
What the?
Chaos blast!
And Shadow has gone 2 for 2, but don't let his victory deceive you. This was way harder than last time.
It should not surprise you that Shadow quite easily takes speed in this fight. Even if you are extremely generous with Zero speed, with him being hundreds or thousands of times faster than light, it still is never shown to be on the same level as Shadow's, who can match that speed, and even the likes of Sonic, whose speed can restore time and space, coupled with Shadow's teleportation into a very easy category in his favour.
Shadow also takes the durability category for sure. His base and super forms can match threats to the universe and even multiverse, with the likes of Solaris and the Time Eater. Plus his super form is outright invincible, so I doubt Zero could land any meaningful hits, given his solar system levels of power being much weaker. This would also extend to the strength category.
Zero does actually have an advantage with his arsenal. Zero's arsenal, while needing ammo, is way larger and way more versatile. You can even counter some of Shadow's skills like stopping time.
Zero's arsenal definitely put Shadow on the back foot, but the ultimate life form came out on top in the end, thanks to his superior strength, speed, and durability. The winner is...
I can't believe we did all this and Zero still lost. What a fucking waste.
Hey. We can't just let our favorite character win. If that was the case, do you think I would have let both Jujutsu Kaisen characters lose? Nah, we're here to have fun, make some jokes, and talk about the characters we love. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I guess it is. Wanna go out to eat? My treat?
Your treat? Your jobless ass don't have the money for that.
Hey, I might struggle to keep a job, but I have some money, okay?
Sure, Grandma. Let's get you back to bed. Hello everybody, it's Aqua, and this is the outro for the first episode of Season 3, I guess, of Realm of Gods. I'm just gonna start calling them by the year they come out like Death Battle does, because I'm very lazy. But yeah, this is technically Season 3. I didn't direct this episode, that was Dormonos, so if you guys have any questions for him, leave them in the comments, and he'll definitely be sure to talk about it whenever he fucking reads the comments, I guess. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who helped to make this video. That includes, you know, the one and only me. I edited Shadow's analysis and pretty much everything else. Also Narrow, who edited Zero's analysis and did the sound effect work for the fight animation. The animation was done by the forever talented Splitzer. They fucking cooked on that thing. That was really cool to see when it was being made. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the next time. Joey versus Ryuji, that's a passion project of mine that I've been really fucking excited to work on, and the animator fucking cooked on it. I think that will be our best episode. But until then, see you next time.